I can't forgive him this time, Xiao Zhan leaves said after seeing Songyun Yan and Wangyibo together. A quiet, late afternoon on set. The air is thick with tension. Camera crews are packing up, and a light drizzle begins to fall. But inside Studio 4B, a storm is just beginning to explode. Xiao Zhan had held his breath for days. Ever since the rumors started swirling again, those same persistent whispers about Wangyibo and Songyun Yan, he'd brushed them off with the calm resolve he had become known for. But this time, it was different. This time, he saw it with his own eyes. The moment Xiao Zhan stepped onto the set, a sudden hush fell over the crew. Heads turned. Eyes shifted. Conversations were abruptly cut short. "Where's Yibo?" he asked one of the assistant directors, his voice casual, but his jaw tight. The assistant hesitated. "He's still inside the rehearsal room with Songyun Yan." The words landed like thunder. Without another word, Xiao Zhan walked toward the rehearsal room. Each step felt heavier than the last. He pushed the door open and stopped. There they were. Songyun Yan was laughing. Not just a polite laugh, but the kind of open, free laugh that comes only when you feel safe with someone. Wangyibo was leaning close, saying something too softly to hear, brushing a strand of her hair away from her face. It wasn't just the closeness. It wasn't even the touch. It was the comfort. A kind of intimacy Xiao Zhan hadn't seen from Yibo in weeks. Not with him. Flashback, just 2 weeks earlier. Xiao Zhan had been the one Yibo leaned on. After the collapse scare in the hospital, after the press conferences, after the endless media pressure, he'd been the anchor. He'd stayed by Yibo's bedside through the long nights, even prayed aloud when no one else was around. Yibo had promised, through teary eyes, "You're the only one I trust." And now, here they were. Sharing that smile. That quiet closeness. With someone else. Songyun Yan. Back to the present. Yibo looked up. His smile faded the moment he saw Xiao Zhan at the door. "Zhan, wait, it's not what." But Xiao Zhan had already turned around. No screaming. No confrontation. Just silence and an aching kind of heartbreak that was louder than any explosion. "Where are you going?" Yibo tries to stop him. Yibo followed him into the hallway, gripping his wrist. "Zhan, please, it's not what you think. Don't." Xiao Zhan pulled away, eyes bright with restrained pain. "Don't touch me. Not now. Please listen. I was just helping her rehearse." "She's not your partner, Yibo," Xiao Zhan said quietly. "I am." That's when Yibo saw it. The crack. The one he didn't think he'd ever see in Xiao Zhan's composure. The quiet hurt. The betrayal. It wasn't rage, it was devastation. "You held her hand," Xiao Zhan added, voice barely a whisper. "You looked at her like you used to look at me." Songyun Yan walks out, and freezes. Just then, Songyun Yan stepped into the hallway, notebook in hand. She stopped short at the sight of them. "I didn't mean to come between anything," she said, her voice trembling. "I didn't know." "You don't owe me an explanation," Xiao Zhan said, his voice calm but distant. "You're not the one who made me a promise." "I can't forgive him this time," Xiao Zhan tells his manager. Back in his trailer, Xiao Zhan sat on the edge of the couch, his fingers digging into his palms. His manager tried to reason with him. "This is just a misunderstanding, Zhan. You've survived worse." Xiao Zhan looked up. "Not like this. Not when I was the one who sat in the hospital, not when I was the one who begged him to fight, not when I was the one who loved him through every storm." His voice cracked. "I can't forgive him this time." Fans noticed the tension, #ZhanYibo break trends online. By the evening, a blurry photo of Xiao Zhan walking off set, head low and eyes red, was making rounds online. Moments later, another leaked image showed Wangyibo and Tan Songyun in what looked like a quiet, intimate conversation. Within minutes, the hashtag Zanabo break hit over 2 million tweets. Fans were torn. Some defended Xiao Zhan. He stood by Wangyibo through everything. If he's walking away, it must be serious. Others turned on Tan Songyun. Why does she keep getting involved in other people's relationships? And some weren't ready to give up hope. Please let this be a misunderstanding. Zanabo is real. He's still mine, Wangyibo speaks out. The next day, Wangyibo posted a cryptic message on Weibo. He's still mine. I'll make him believe again. I'm not letting go. The post went viral. But Xiao Zhan didn't respond. A late-night confrontation. The real drama happened 2 nights later, after the set had wrapped. Xiao Zhan was quietly slipping out the back exit when Wangyibo caught him again. You can't keep walking away. I'm not the one who left, Xiao Zhan said, holding Wangyibo's gaze. I didn't leave you, Zhan. Then why did I feel so alone? That silenced Wangyibo. Do you love her? Xiao Zhan asked. No, Wangyibo said instantly. But I was scared. You were slipping away and I. Xiao Zhan shook his head. You don't run to someone else when you're scared. You run to the one you love. A beat. Wangyibo stepped forward. Then let me run to you now. Tears welled in Xiao Zhan's eyes. I don't know if I'm still standing in the same place. The future of their relationship, uncertain. Production has since been paused. The director, seeing the emotional toll, decided to delay filming for a week. Sources close to the team say that Xiao Zhan has returned to his private villa outside Beijing to reflect. Wangyibo? He's reportedly trying to reach him every day. And Tan Songyun? She's been silent. Not a word online. Not a post. Not even a denial. Fans divided, again. The fandom remains on fire. Some are rallying behind Xiao Zhan with messages of strength and encouragement. Others are demanding accountability from Wangyibo. A smaller faction believes there's more to the story, that perhaps Tan Songyun was caught in the middle of a deeper issue between the two men. One viral tweet read, maybe the betrayal didn't start with Tan Songyun. Maybe it started the moment Wangyibo stopped looking at Xiao Zhan like he was the only one in the room. Final scene, the unfinished goodbye. It's late. Xiao Zhan sits alone in his living room, the city lights casting faint shadows through the window. He opens his phone. Dozens of missed calls. A few messages from Wangyibo. I'm sorry. Please talk to me. I'll wait. He closes the phone. His eyes drift to a framed photo on the table. It's the two of them, laughing, taken months ago during a break in filming. The smile in their eyes was effortless. Now, it feels like another lifetime. And yet, he doesn't throw it away. Not yet. The air on set was thick with unease. After Xiao Zhan stormed out moments earlier, slamming the heavy studio doors behind him, silence fell like a bomb. The crew exchanged awkward glances, unsure whether to keep rolling or to pack up and call it a day. No one dared speak, until the director finally muttered, "Cut. We'll resume later." But backstage, things were unraveling faster than anyone anticipated. Xiao Zhan was pacing the corridor, his chest heaving as he tried to breathe through the rage and disbelief. Why her? He whispered under his breath. Why again? The source of his pain wasn't just seeing Wangyibo with Tan Songyun, it was the way they looked at each other. Like no one else was in the room. Like history between them had never been severed. Earlier that day, Tan Songyun had arrived unannounced, claiming she just wanted to check on Shu Kai, who was filming a separate scene nearby. But she didn't go to Shu Kai. She went to Wang Yibo. And Yibo didn't look surprised. Flashbacks overwhelmed Xiao Zhan, late-night arguments, unanswered questions, the photos he'd pretended not to see. He remembered the interview just 3 weeks ago, when a reporter asked Yibo about trust. Yibo had smiled and said, "I don't keep secrets from the one I love." But was that a lie? Back inside the studio, Songyun Yan had quietly slipped away, realizing the tension was now a wildfire. She tried calling Shu Kai, but he didn't pick up. She tried to approach Yibo to explain, but he was frozen in place, eyes still fixed on the door Xiao Zhan had disappeared through. Meanwhile, Xiao Zhan stepped outside for air, ignoring his manager's pleas to stay. His phone vibrated relentlessly. Yibo. Again. He declined the call. Then another buzz. This time, it was a message. "Yibo, please don't go. I didn't plan this. She just showed up. You know I love you." Xiao Zhan stared at the words. "If you love me, why do you keep giving her space?" he said aloud, his voice cracking. Inside his trailer, Shu Kai finally arrived, confusion on his face. "Where's Seong Yan?" he asked a crew member. "She was with Wang Yibo." "I think she left when Xiao Zhan did," someone answered hesitantly. Shu Kai's face went pale. "What?" He turned and stormed out, already dialing her number. The call went unanswered. Back inside, Yibo finally left the set, desperate to find Xiao Zhan. He spotted him near the lot entrance, tears glistening in the July sun. "Zhan," Yibo began, but Xiao Zhan raised a hand, silencing him. "I stood by you through everything. And now this." His voice cracked. "I can't forgive you this time, Yibo." He walked away again. And this time, Yibo didn't chase him. Not because he didn't care, but because he finally realized how much damage he'd done.